I want to talk about three laws when we're doing addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. And the first law is what we call the commutative law. The commutative law simply say for addition is that when you've got two numbers that you are adding together, doesn't matter which number you put first, you will still get the same. Now in algebra, we would write it like that. So we've got two variables, we're going to add them together. Doesn't matter which way you write it, you will get the same answer. For example, if we had 5 plus 3, we know that's 8, and that's exactly the same as writing 3 plus 5. With subtraction, A minus B, B minus A, what sign are we going to put between them? Is it equal or unequal? Well, all you have to look at is, if we even use the same numbers, we've got 5 minus 3 and 3 minus 5. We can see that this answer is going to give us 2. This answer here is going to give us -2. So we can't put an equal there, so the symbol for a not equals is that. So the commutative law does not apply for subtraction. Multiplication, A times B, B times A. Yes, it does hold. Let's use some different numbers. 3 times 6 is the same as 18, is the same as 6 times 3. It doesn't matter what numbers I choose there, you will get the same answer. And lastly, we've got division. And like subtraction, we'll see that A divided by B is not equal to B divided by A. 3 divided by 6 is 3 over 6, which is a half. 6 divided by 3 is equal to 2. Certainly they are not equal to each other. Okay, so that's the commutative law. It applies when we've got two variables, two numbers, and we've seen that the commutative law holds for addition and multiplication, but not subtraction and division. The associative law is when we've got three variables. So I'll just state them: A plus B plus C. Now it does not matter in which order you add numbers together if you've got more than two. So that's equal to A plus B plus C. Once again, we do the brackets first, equals A plus B plus C. In this case, it's also equal to A plus C. You can add the first one and the last one, and then add B at the end. So that's true. It also holds for multiplication. A times B times C equals A times B. We do that first and then multiply by C last. And it's also equal to A times B times C. And it's also equal to A times C times B. Okay, so the associative law, when we've got three numbers connected by addition, works. When we've got it by multiplication, it works. Not true for subtraction. And division. If we have 10 minus 4 minus 3. Now it does make a difference, you know, from your bid mass. There's no brackets, there's no indexes, there's no division or multiplication, but yes, we've got addition, subtraction. We work from left to right. If you didn't, if you took 3 from 4 and you got a 1 and then took the 1 away from 10, you get an answer of 9, which is not the correct answer. We work addition and subtraction left to right, so we'll do that one first. 10 minus 4 is 6, and then we take the 3 last, and we get an answer of 3. Division is similar. If you had 24 divided by 8 divided by 2. In this case, we divide by the 8 first. And so we do multiplication and division and multiplication left to right as they occur. So we do this first. 24 divided by 8 is 3, divided by 2, and that's equal to 3 over 2, or 1.5, or 1.5. Any one of those answers would be fine. Okay, so they are the commutative laws, and the commutative law and the associative law. Associative law, very similar, these two laws. It's just that when we've got 3 numbers involved, addition and multiplication, the associative law is true, and the associative law does not apply to subtraction and division. You need to work from left to right. Okay, now there is another law called the distributive law, and the distributive law simply says if we have something like that, this A, the sign between the A and the brackets, is understood to be a multiplication. This, whatever's outside the bracket, is distributed. That's what we call the distributive law. This factor is distributed over every term inside. Now, terms are connected by pluses and minuses, so we have 2 terms in the bracket. This is A multiplied by, so it'll be A multiplied by B. We then bring the plus across, A multiplied by C. Similarly, if there is a subtraction inside, then it's A times B minus A times C. So the A is distributed over every term inside the bracket. If we have more than 2 terms, well, once again, it is distributed over all the terms. So if we had, say, 3x outside of 2x squared plus 5x minus 1. Now, I'll write a line here that you probably won't need to write after we've shown how it works. So you've got 3x times 2x squared. So the 3x has got to be multiplied. We've got 3 terms here inside the brackets, connected by pluses and minuses. So the 3x has got to be multiplied by the first term. We bring this plus here over, and then we go 3x times 5x. So we multiplied that times the second one. We've already done the first one. And finally we do 3x times. Now, the sign that comes across now is a negative. And we've got 3x times 1. We can simplify that. We multiply the 2 coefficients together, and we get 3 2s is 6. X to the 1 times x to the 2 is x to the power of 3. So that's this first term, plus coefficients first, 15, and x times x, x to the 1, x to the 1. Our laws of indices, you add the indexes, 1 plus 1 is 2, so that's x to the power of 2. Bring the minus down, 3x times 1, anything times 1 is itself, so it's just 3x. So there is the distributive law. So we've got three laws when working with algebra. Once again, they are basically, these laws are just describing patterns or some sort of order in the way we do things. Commutative law, associative law, and the distributive law.